Lucy.
do.
Yeah, I know. We've got Lucy and Yvonne with us today. And then who knows who'll be in next week, but should be a fun show. I know we haven't been on in like 6 months, but we are back and we should be back every week.
Hope so.
That's my plan. So how's everybody doing?
Ooh, 6 months, man, a lot has happened to all of us.
We could have a really long show for 6 months of catching up. Maybe we'll have to do a catch-up show.
It might be good that only 3 of us could make it for our grand whatever coming back because 6 months is a long time.
Yeah, actually, if it was like 6 of us, that'd be like a 4-hour show.
To get caught up, yeah.
Yeah. But thank you everyone who's joining us live. We're so happy that you came out to support us, even though I disappeared MIA. But I'm back. We're all back. And Yvonne's been putting out a ton of videos. I've been seeing you've got, what, 2 or 3 almost every week?
Yes. Since you guys, some of you, the moms, were solving problems, and then summer with the kids, so we had to take a break. I took that opportunity to kind of take my own channel more serious. I've been uploading 2 or 3 times a week, and that seems to be the key. It's making a significant difference. So I'm really happy with that, and plus, since I decided to take a deeper dive into hard goods, I'm learning vintage. Started that 2 months ago. I'll talk about that when it's my turn. But that's bringing, I didn't realize how many people hated clothing. I didn't realize. I know Deb does too. So it's bringing more people in because they're like, oh, hard goods. And then vintage. Oh, vintage. So it's been fun, you guys. It's been fun.
It's nice to have variety, though. Because when you get tired of one thing and you're like, I can't look at a single solitary another pair of pants, or one more coffee pot or one, you can switch and you can be like, you know what, I'm not even going to look at that stuff, or I'm going to do something else.
You got to keep it fresh and interesting.
Yeah.
I get tired of sourcing the same stuff all the time. And
I'm like, oh, I love clothing. I do. But I reached another level of excitement, kind of like a newbie, so I feel accomplished because I've learned so much in just 2 months, but I'll talk about that later. I will.
Yeah, I've got a venture that I've been thinking about getting into, but it's like, I feel like I'm learning a whole new, it's like trying to teach your grandma an iPhone, I'm like, or me trying to get my dad to okay, you ever notice older folks? I don't want to, maybe not older folks. Technology, because there's a lot of technology, knowledgeable older folks, because I'm an older folk now. But you ever notice people that aren't used to using technology on their phone? They do this, like this. I've noticed that trend. My mom does it. My dad is like, okay, I'm gonna swipe. Okay, I'm swiping.
My mom used to say it goes like this, and then it messes up, and I'm like, you can't press all the buttons at one time. It's not working. It's not working.
Yeah, I was when touchscreens came out, I was so anti-touchscreen because I wanted a button to press. I was like, if there's not a button, how am I supposed to know anything happened? I need to push something. So it took me forever to transfer over to a touchscreen phone. I had Blackberries and those touchscreens that also had keyboards that you could put out because I needed, but I've grown.
Oh man, I get mad now if I have to push a button because I have the X, and so we don't even have to push the home button anymore.
There's no.
Oh yeah.
My daughter's phone. I'm like, Jesus, that took an extra half a second.
Oh man,
my finger's sore.
If anybody in the chat has any questions for us, I'm sure you probably do since we haven't been around for a while. Just put them in the chat and just put question in front of it so that way we can see it ahead of time. But what do you guys want to talk about first? Our finds? Let's talk about our finds.
Okay.
I'm good with whatever you want then.
All right, Yvonne, what did you find? Where were you finding things?
So I'm just going to pick something that I think is the most interesting. I have 3 little, well, 1 and 2. So you guys know, remember these? Our grandmas had these on the tree.
I have those bubble lights.
Yes.
My husband tried to throw them away. I was going to murder him.
Oh my gosh. So this is a night light. So isn't that cute? I get to have one, and it works. I get to have one little bubble light. Can I get up there? And it actually works. It was $1.99 at the Goodwill. I'm like, oh, I'm not selling this. I'm going to keep this.
I was like, let me know when you post it because I'm going to buy it.
No, I'm gonna keep it. If I find
now
another
I've got to
one,
get
then we have the next
one.
Okay, and then this is really exciting. I've already got people hitting me up. I want that. So part of I had to start following some new people as I took a deeper dive into vintage because I don't know vintage that well. So one of the people that I chose was Jocelyn and Drew, Crazy Lamp Lady, and Bigger Drew.
I was following her on Instagram.
Yeah, she has a great channel, lots of followers. She has a different way of doing things.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more YouTube than reselling, but she does sell the stuff that she finds. Her followers aren't even resellers mostly, but she sells just about everything. Anyways, that's a unique system if you want to know why you should also have social media. But anyways, her and Drew were at the bins of all places, and they found 2 new in box eBay items. And normally she doesn't, only if it's vintage. And this is just barely vintage, but luckily she had the heart to buy them.
Can you hold them up? I'm gonna make you big.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna make you big on the screen so we can see more closely. There you go.
Okay, so this one, new in box. This is all glass too, not plastic. eBay 1998. You guys know eBay started what, 95, 96? And then this one, and this is one of the glass bulbs.
Oh.
Okay, so I just went in, I waited and waited for her to list them. And then I put in the opening bid and then I left it alone. Don't go back no matter what happens until the very end. Those of us that know eBay, we know, wait to the end, right? Mm-hmm. And I crossed my fingers because not to take advantage of newbies, but most of her followers aren't really resellers. They're just enthusiasts of vintage. And so no one else was really too hip on these, just a few other people. And apparently they didn't know how to work the last 2 minutes of an eBay. So I could tell they were still like leapfrogging a quarter. So anyways, I did it. You know how we do it. I did it. Yeah. I'm so excited. I thanked her both. I think her and Drew both for having the heart to save these, and I love them. I kind of had this one earmarked. On my video, I said, I've got someone in mind to give this one to, and she's not here. It's Tonya, because Tonya's been on forever, right? And I thought, I'm gonna send this to Tonya.
I'm not sure you have to whisper.
So many people are hitting me up, but I'm sorry. I love all of you guys, but I kind of already knew in my heart when I did on this. I'm going to send it to my girl, Tonya. She deserves it. She's been on eBay forever. She paid her dues when it was so old school. She paid her dues, right, y'all? She deserves it.
Don't worry about it.
When you're at Kinko's scanning pictures, so you can.
Right? So Miss Tonya is probably going to get this. Y'all don't tell her. I'm going to keep the glass because I like art glass. Okay. That's my coolness for today.
Okay.
I wanted to jump in and talk about hottest toys just 2 seconds.
Yeah, you're the lady for that.
The easiest thing to do is go and type into this program called Google for hottest toys for 2019 and then read some articles. That's what I do. I don't know what you guys do, but it says for the top 5, I'll just go through the top 5 really quick. Grumblies, which I don't know if you've seen them, but you press a button and they look cute and then they look scary.
Yeah.
And they've got Tremor, Hydro, Bolt, and Scorch are top sellers there. Hair Doorables, surprise dolls and accessories. I don't think I've really run into that. Boxer Owl Robot, Paw Patrol Ultimate Rescue Fire Truck Playset, and Fisher Price Smart Moves Rockets. So you gotta
dumb.
They do. But that's what they're saying as the hot toys.
Because
But I also
Those
look
are
for
like
like
hot
Star
toys, though.
Wars and whatever movies
Yeah.
are coming out. Frozen 2. Hey. That's
Did you
cheap.
say the LOL OMG dolls? Did you say that? Was that on the list?
Not for the top 5 this year
Mm-mm.
projected from this one site. So, you know, look at a few different. I always look at a
Yvonne's
couple
got
different sites because
something.
every site has their own take on it.
What you got, Yvonne?
I don't know because I don't have kids or grandkids, but I was at Walmart checking out. And so I took a picture for today, just for today, to add my 2 cents because I do not know. So listen to Lucy too. But this was taped on all the counters. It says, attention customers, I'll show it to you in a minute. Due to high demand, we are limiting the quantity of the LOL OMG Winter Disco doll to 2 per each day.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, that's going to be a hot toy, right? I guess. So,
LOL's been pretty hot. For Halloween this year, there's been a lot of Descendants, and my little robot that I won't say her name just said that Golden Girls costumes have sold out. So that was pretty hot going in to Halloween.
I don't even know what that was. After I paid, I ran back there. I said, I think I'll do a hedge. I think I'll do some hedge on retail arbitrage. I think I'll buy 2 of them and see if, you know.
Never know. And if not, you can always gift them to somebody. Give it to the giving tree or the angel trees or whatever, Blue Santa or whatever y'all call them, wherever you are.
But that particular one, the disco, was already sold out. The winter disco. So
Winter Disco.
that might be a tip.
If you see it, pick some up.
Oh no, Thelma's leaving. Bye, Thelma. Love you.
Bye,
Miss
Thelma.
you. And I was supposed to do a show with Thelma in August, into July, and I wanted to do it really bad, but my son was here for this. He was only here for 3 weeks, and so I didn't ever get a chance. Plus, I was still like on my YouTube hiatus, and I was gonna come out of hiding for Thelma, but I just couldn't get myself to do it yet. And I felt so bad. I love Thelma so much.
I did her summer chat series. While
yeah. And I was gonna do it too. And then I was like, oh, I'll be honored. And then I felt so bad because I just couldn't. I was busy, and then I also just couldn't get. I don't know what it was that it was almost like I was in a little like YouTube hideaway box where it was like, here's YouTube. You know, it was like YouTube Jack in a Box was scaring me. But okay, so. I have some stuff that I bought. Now, while I was on hiatus, I didn't do a ton of shopping, and I wasn't doing a ton of shopping before because we cleaned out my storage. I moved everything into the garage. It was all jammed packed. I think that's why I got overwhelmed because I'd opened the garage and I'm just like, oh my God, close the garage. Like, you know, and, but I ended up hiring 2 employees to help me. They started in the middle of, one of them started in the middle of August. And we worked through totes, and we basically worked through 19 totes got empty. Like there's empty, the stuff that was in there is gone. 19 totes, full size like totes. So
that's really good.
Yeah, I was so happy. And then we got what used to be my old office. I have listed stuff in there that's all inventoried. And it's been kind of a whirlwind, but it gave me the opportunity to get things organized again and lit my fire under my butt for eBay again, like reselling. And it also, I don't know, it made me really excited to go shopping. I went shopping for the first time week before last, where I hadn't really been, like, I wasn't purposely shopping. The kids would want to go and look for clothes, and then I'd see if there was anything around or whatever. But I wasn't doing any like, oh, let me hit up 6 stores today, like trips. So I found some really great stuff, and I've been cherry picking everything. I don't want a ton of things. I just want 10 great things, you know? Like, I don't want to come back with, oh, I got 40 things today that, you know, I want great things. So I've been finding some really interesting stuff. But one of the things that really surprised me, and you probably saw it on Instagram if you follow me over there, was this tea maker.
I have a tea maker, not that one, but yeah.
Yeah, and it's glass. And there are other brands. This is a Breville. But if you look these up, there are other brands. There's like Sonomas and multiple other ones, but they look almost identical, and they're all really expensive. This retails for $300.
I believe.
What?
And used sells for $125 consistently.
Do you know why though?
Probably because it makes awesome tea.
No. Well, there's that. But if you have any sort of situation where there's a safety thing and you don't have a stove or whatnot, think of office spaces. You could now make tea in your cubicle without having the fire hazard stuff to it. Same if you have a parent and you don't want them working the stove, or young children that you want to make oatmeal for.
Well, this one's not like a hot water kettle per se. Like, you know how there's those hot water kettles?
That's what we use, a Breville.
Right. This is really neat. It's got like the little tea basket is in there, and it's like on a magnet. It's like magnetized on this thing. And I don't know. It's really neat. But anyway, I had never seen anything like this before, and I will not overlook these glass things ever again. So
if I remember, because Steve buys those, he only buys high-end gadgets for his coffee, but he pays like $80 for those Breville, just the hot water thing. And if I'm not mistaken, the kettle things are something special, like made in Germany or something, or Sweden. Like there's something special about the glass too.
This one's made in China, so I didn't look at that. But yeah, at the same time I found this, I found a latte machine. The Mr. Coffee Cafe latte machine. It was my second one of the day. I was like having this thrifter's dream day. I filmed the entire thing all day long. So I need to get those videos edited together, and I'm going to post it. It's like my second ride along I've ever done. I only did one before. So, yeah, so that's exciting. I found new hair curlers I had never bothered with. I've heard of this brand, but more of as like actual iron, like curling iron things. And I have seen other curlers by this brand, but not like this. This is a huge stand-up Baby Bliss Pro ceramic curlers. It has a stand in the back where it stands up like this.
I like
these
that.
Are like, huh?
I like that.
Yeah, and this is huge. There was actually two, but I was in a hurry and I dropped one. That'll also be in the ride along video. And I was in a hurry. I only had like I had negative 5 minutes. I was already over. And yeah. And then it was bad. I almost killed my phone. And then I found this the other day. You recognize these guys? The
CD
Sony
player?
Sports Discman.
Yeah.
It's got a hand thingy. It looks
Sony
like
CD players are good.
Yeah, it looks like those things that you do push-ups on.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything with like a hand thing like this. I guess you could jog. This is how I jog. But yeah, I found this, and it was $4.99 at Savers, and I'm pretty sure it's like $30. There's one that's new in the box, and I think they had it for like $250 or something.
Wow, you stayed in your wheelhouse, but yet still expanded. Like
I did. I stayed in my wheelhouse, but I was very picky about what I was picking up.
Things.
Huh?
You found unusual things, but within your net.
Right. Yeah, I was definitely trying to make sure that the time, because now that I'm paying someone to do things, I don't want to pay them to do junk. You know. Now, right now, I'm back down to one employee. I'm really sad because I had a plan, right? One girl who excels in photos, and she's also like, she's a one-task mind kind of person. She gets hyper-focused on one task, and it's really hard for her to, like, she can't multitask or switch gears. So photos is perfect for her because she just, like, she doesn't even hear you unless you say her name. Like, she's just, tunnel visioned into what she's doing. And then the other girl that I had, she was going to do drafts because she came from another eBay company that she was doing drafts and listings and photos and doing the whole rigmarole for them. But she had car trouble, and then she hasn't been here for a couple weeks. And then I think she thought I didn't need her. And I'm like, no, you need to communicate because I need you to make drafts. So, but I've got to like figure out what I'm doing because I had a whole plan and then my whole plan kind of went away. But I still got the one girl and she's still doing pictures, and that's great. Is your daughter still helping you sometimes, Yvonne, or is she?
It comes and goes. She helped me the other day. We went on a mountain road trip. She just doesn't love it for some reason. I don't know.
Doesn't love eBay?
She doesn't love reselling. I don't know. She's kind of shy for some reason. But at least I know that she knows a backup skill, if she ever needs it. So she knows how to do it.
Yeah, that's something that like people have warned people before. And every time when I had Patrick helping me, every time I've talked about a helper, you always hear the, well, don't let them take all your secrets and steal your business. And I'm like, you really think the majority of people want to do this? Mm-mm. They just want their paycheck. They just want to come in and do a task and get paid and go home.
Yeah.
They don't want to do all of this,
that or they think that it's all glitz and glam, like they're going to walk into Goodwill and find a $300 item and it's going to be a quarter, and they're going to do that every day.
My work today is done.
Yeah, it's not how this is. You've got to find consistent items that are probably in the $20 to $50 range constantly and list them constantly. And then, it's a business. It's not a treasure hunt. As much as sometimes it does feel like a treasure hunt, it's not how you can't look at it like pirate treasure. It's got to be a job and serious.
It's not always woohoos, but I definitely am trying to stay on the $40 and up range.
Mm-hmm.
Like, unless I just know it's going to sell today, I don't want to waste my time. I want to be very much more focused on what I'm doing, I guess, what I'm spending my time and my money on, because I was too lax about where I was spending my time and my money. And then I ended up with a whole garage of stuff.
Yep. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay. So I didn't grab anything to sell or for eBay items because most of my eBay items are Amazon returns. So that's what it is.
I think that's the way it works.
So anyhow, I wanted to just share a couple of brands here. This brand, Aden, Aden, it's Aden and something, Aden and Aden or something.
Oh yeah, Aden and Anise.
Yeah, Anise, which
it's
I always want to call it something else. But if you are getting into clothing and whatnot, this is one of the brands that you want to get ungated for ASAP if you are gated in it. And it was an auto ungate at some point for me a long time ago. So it's not a super hard one to get into. But I find these things everywhere, and they are, most of the time when I scan them, I have a good success rate of them being profitable. This one I got at Burlington Coat Factory this weekend for $9.99, but I have seen these at the Bartell drugstores, Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, baby stores, Bye Bye Baby. Sometimes they go on clearance there, things like that. But this brand does, not only the sleeper bags, but the sleeper bags are what I tend to find good items for. But I have sold the hooded towels. They have the loveys that you can get. Just if you see this brand, Tuesday Morning has a lot of this brand too. So
they actually have a podcast on the How I Built This. The owner, the creator of that, they're one of the features on there. It's a really cool story of how she came up with that brand.
It's a really good, it's good product. So you always want to sell good product. People are looking for good things to buy, especially for babies, which I did learn that this August is the month that most people are born in. It's got the highest amount of babies for whatever reason. So if you're looking to stock up on baby stuff, I guess summertime is the time to go. These guys for baby items as well. And they have them in Nike, Adidas, whatever this guy is, Air Jordans. But these little sets, toddler sets, can go for really good money too. Sometimes they go right around $30, and this was $5.99. Sometimes in the $20 to $30 range. So if I'm at the stores, I keep my eyes out for that one too. And then I've been heading up scrubs, and I've had some really good luck with scrubs. I'm finding them for about $10 a piece. They're selling for about $30, and I will just show the tags here. This is Koi Light Performance Stretch. It's a really nice scrub, and they've got these little loop-de-doos so that you can have your badge and go down. This was $9.99.
Is loop-de-doos the official name?
Yes, this is a technical term. It's a loop, and you got to say loop-de-doo.
Yeah. Okay.
Just so you're official. Anyhow, different colors usually do better. Like this is a really cool purpley pink, but you know, those pretty
It
colors.
almost looks reptile to me.
It does. You know, I don't do bad with blue and grays, but blue and grays are pretty boring. But sometimes it's standard. It just depends. But as I'm looking for scrubs, you got to think the spring is when people get hired on. It's like the hiring season. People get budgets for hiring staff, for getting office supplies. So I like to stock up on anything that you're going to need to go back into the workforce or get a new job. You're going to need clothes. You're going to need shoes. Office supplies are a great time for right after Q4. You don't want your business just to shut down. And then Grey's Anatomy, Signature. They also have another one, Grey's Anatomy, like Flex or something like that. This is $10.99, just pants. And I want to say these were a larger size. These are 3XL. So I go in looking for scrubs. I've been finding these at Burlington.
I thought you don't want no scrubs.
I know. I don't.
Scrub can't get no love from you.
But Burlington Coat Factory's had some amazing scrubs lately. You know, again, I like to look for the larger sizes, 2X to 5X range, sell very well, and usually for a little bit higher price too. I won't discount the other sizes, but those are usually the ones sitting on the rack.
We don't discriminate.
Nope.
We don't discriminate against our scrubs. We want all the scrubs. I bought this from bought this off of Macari. And I haven't opened it. It just got delivered today. And I want to see if it's actually in the condition that they said it was in. Because it's going to make a $300 difference if it's new. So it's one of those things that you're like, fingers crossed. Because you know how it is. Like Macari and Facebook Marketplace, they say new, used twice. And I'm like, how is it new? I saw a thing that the day before yesterday, I was searching the same thing. And it goes, new in the box, only used twice. And I was like, what did you use? The box or what? Like, how is it new in the box, only used twice?
That's not how
I'm a virgin with only 2 kids. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It was the Virgin Mary of coffee machines. So,
Oh my gosh.
but I want to see if it works, and I paid up for this baby.
Hi, baby.
I was like looking at my account because I had a really good sales last week. My September was kind of really meh. I went like 5 days without a sale, and I was getting really discouraged. And then October the 1st hit, and it just went boom, and I had $900 in sales like the first week of October. And I was like, yes, because I was so worried that the October 1st thing that they were doing with the promoted listings and where they were taking away our extra listing, I was like, oh man, you know, when eBay works on something, they glitch it all out, you know?
You know,
like,
everything
great.
runs smooth with eBay all the time.
Thanks for this new feature that broke everything. Awesome. You know? So I was really worried, but man, no, my sales have been awesome. Okay. I don't know. I see some not factory tape on my box. Better not. This better be new.
It's okay.
This is what I bought for $150.
Did you buy it to flip or buy it to use?
I bought it to flip.
So what are you going to flip it for if it's $150 buy price? That's
$500.
what?
Right now, the only one on Amazon is $600. I was going to put it for $400 just because I don't want it back when they have buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
The used ones, I found 2 used ones week before last when I did my shopping trip. They both sold the same day that I posted them for $129 each plus shipping. And I was underpricing them. I normally price them $149, but I was like really cash poor. So I was like, I just need these to sell like today. And they did. And so it was nice to immediately have, you know, that money back. But
so is it sealed?
Yeah. What is the deal with that?
I'm not sure.
Why is that? Like, I've learned from you, and I've sold things like that too. But why is that so much?
Okay, this is discontinued, and it is basically the easiest latte you could make. People love it. The reviews are insane, and it's discontinued. They don't make it anymore, and it's just like the people just love it.
Okay.
And they'll pay $150 for a used one. But yeah, so new, I can't tell. Like, I can't.
I'm wondering if it's somebody that gets like the returns and the, you know how you can buy like a big box of returns from Target or whatever, and then just list them, and you don't want to put brand new, but you've got to be efficient.
They haven't had these out for years.
Okay.
They haven't been on the market for several years. So I don't know. I don't want to untape it. You know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to heat gun the tape off of it to see if it's new.
Get some gloves. Get your surgical glasses on.
I'm going to have to heat gun this tape off with in a plastic razor blade. Mm-hmm. If you have not bought plastic razor blades yet, send me your address. I will send you some. I have been talking about plastic razor blades for 5 years now, and I still keep seeing people paying $8 for Scotty peelers, and you could pay $8 for 100 plastic razor blades that will last your entire reselling lifetime. And they're also made in America, so you're still supporting a, you know, US-based company. But yeah, I just send me your address. Okay. I will send out all the plastic razor blades. Just poom, 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 poom. My gift to you.
I might take you up on that because I use my fingernails.
You will thank me for it. You will. I know. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to plastic razor blade and heat gun this off and cross my fingers. Otherwise, that person on my car is not going to be very happy when I reject this and say, this is not new, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really want it to be. Because let me see. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So, you know, I just sold 2 of them, you know, because I've learned that from you. And they were both new in box. So what I opened them up and said, hey, in my listing, look, these were brand new sealed, but I opened it up just to make sure everything's in there for you.
Well, this is Amazon new.
Oh, yeah. That's a different, okay.
This is Amazon new. On Amazon right now, there's only one new one.
Okay.
That's $599 plus shipping.
They have different rules about open box and stuff like that.
Amazon new is actually new. Like,
yep, gotcha.
And not even new, like I bought it at the store, so this is new. No, it has to be gift giving condition new. So no damage to the boxes, none of that jazz. Okay. Now, still in this condition, if I open this up and it isn't new, just by having the box and everything else in there, I could probably sell it on Amazon for $200 and something. But that wasn't my plan whenever I bought the new item. So, because on eBay, new ones are only like $275, $250. So not quite the same markup as they have on Amazon.
Those things are so crazy. Like I would have, people get them as gifts or something because you can find them like new in box a lot.
Yeah, I've never seen a new in box cafe latte before. I've gotten new in box other things, but not
other things like that. Yeah.
But it has 2,225 ratings on Amazon with 4.5 total stars.
Yeah, that's really good. That's a good one.
So I will let y'all know how this works out.
Yeah.
And see. I mean, it sounds factory, like it's in styrofoam. It's not moving. Nothing is moving in there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you got it. Silver hair, you are cracking me up. And then I wanted to say, Motivated Mom had asked about returns on clothing. If you have more or less returns of clothing on Amazon versus eBay, I feel they're about the same. I have about a 10% return rate for clothing, but with Amazon, it just if it's not damaged or anything, it just goes right back into my inventory. With eBay, it's a little, it's not too bad for returns. Do either of you guys do a lot of clothes?
I still do about 50%. I don't have a lot of returns, period. So,
yeah.
About
my clothing, so.
Perfect.
I don't have a lot of returns either, but I don't do clothes. So.
And then.
But I did sell a pair of pajama pants, and they liked them, and I didn't measure a thing. I just put pajama pants, and I took 3 pictures, and then they sold. So don't listen to my advice on selling clothing.
Somebody asked what the return time frame is for Macari.
3 days. It's 3 days to reject it. So as soon as we get off air, I will probably go figure it out and see. I know everybody wants me to open it now, but I don't want to open it now because I need to heat gun it and be really careful, and I don't want to be all willy-nilly about it.
Yeah. And then somebody asked about if they have those sleeping bags for adult men. I was at the Walmart looking, and the amount of onesies that are available in adult sizes is crazy. You could get all sorts of onesies.
Mariah just got a Stitch one. She wears it all the time. Mm-hmm. She got it at Walmart, and she looks like a giant baby. And she comes out of her room in her onesie. I'm like, okay, giant baby.
That was Todd. It's hard to know when Todd's being serious or not, but there's your answer.
Oh no, it made me think of that, and I'm like, actually, there's a ton of them available now. I did scan. Nothing was profitable though. And oh my gosh, don't sing songs. I'll get it stuck in my head all day long.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it. The Stu does it like nobody does. This is how we do it. You feel better now? You're going to have that. You're going to be in the car later, and it's going to be like, this is how we do it. And then you're just going to bust it down like this at the light. Okay, let's talk about our sales. In case you haven't noticed, I forgot how to do this show. So let's get do you have any amazing sales for us, Yvonne? Because I know you always have something amazing to talk about.
So this is the first time we've used StreamYard, so I really didn't pull anything up.
I can pull yours. I'll pull it.
You can? Okay.
Yeah.
I've had good sales on Poshmark and eBay, but I'd rather talk about eBay because I think people that are following me right now are more interested in the vintage and learning vintage.
Did you change your name on eBay, or are you still the Mile High?
Mile High Steam with dots, mile dot or period.
Okay, Mile dot.
The reason that's my name, y'all, is I'm outside of Denver, which is the Mile High City.
Sure.
Nothing to do with anything legalized in Colorado whatsoever, or any kind of airplane activities. So, just so you know.
Keep telling yourself that.
Right.
But it is a little catchy. It does catch people's attention.
Why can't I find it?
Alexa, dismiss. Sorry.
You putting the periods between Mile High?
I did. Okay, I'll just Google it. Mile.
Sorry.
Sometimes Google is faster. No, the eBay's store search and all that stuff is always so hard. Yeah, I've got you here. Okay. It was easier on Google.
And then I shared my screen so that you can add it whenever done.
If anybody is looking at my store right now, or when you watch this video and we talk about sales and you go to look at my sales and they don't show up in search, is because right now at the moment, I have my store set to out of stock status because I'm building up my inventory. Like, you know how eBay has an inventory screen? Well, you can only add inventory when it's a, like you can only add inventory at a certain time. And so what I've been doing is once something's sold, then I add it to the inventory and then it goes away, but it stays in my inventory. So that way, when I find a new one later, I can just go to inventory and say, hey, I got a new one. Since I'm doing hard goods that I find over and over again. So you're going to have that thing like where you're not going to see my sales, but I will show you when I do sales update. So
I have my
Ryan, she didn't sell anything, huh?
Oh, sorry. I have my out of stock option unchecked on purpose because I tell my friends, go look and see some of this stuff that's selling. It's really fun.
Right.
So I did uncheck mine. I think if you guys understand what Deb and I are talking about, it's kind of important to make a decision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have mine for a reason, and that's the reason. It's not because I'm trying to hide my sales or anything at all. I know some people hide them because they talk about their sales, and then people will go in and try to look for that thing, and they're trying to find that person's store because they want to see their secrets. And I'm not keeping any secrets. I've always had an open store, but yeah, it's because I'm doing inventory system thingy until I figure out another way to do it. But okay.
Well, right. I didn't quite follow all that. I almost called you for a variation listing, but I got it figured out. Anyhow, I'm sure it makes sense to you guys.
I'll explain it. Maybe another.
It sort of makes sense, but I don't sell enough on eBay to really be a problem.
Well, it's like Amazon where you keep your listing there
and then
stock instead of closing it.
Yeah, I don't find the same stuff all the time, so.
Okay, I'm gonna try to share.
To hide a competition item they don't want everyone knowing about.
Wait, reseller mom's screen. You have your screen up.
I have my screen up. Did you bring Yvonne up, or I don't care?
No, I'm Yvonne. I'm gonna do Yvonne's, but hang on. Okay. This is new. I'm learning.
We're doing good for our first time StreamYard. I think we're doing great.
I know.
I want y'all to know Deb ponied up for the subscription for y'all.
I paid the monies.
So no overlay on the corner and extra features.
Yeah, I'm just balling like that. I just swished out that $25 like it was nothing.
That's how much love Deb has for y'all.
I love this screen share option too. This is beautiful.
Yeah, this is working great. So that just sold yesterday. Okay, so really, if you guys are wanting to learn vintage and stuff with me, please go look at some of the stuff I've been selling. I am loving the little figurines because the thrift stores don't really price them up too high. That dog was $5.99 and it was a Baccarat dog. I just sold it for $50. I took $50. I had it up for $60. They offered $50. I'm like, heck yeah. So I really only want to talk about the hard goods. There's some interesting ones in there. I've been really doing well with little figurines. And like there's one, these are usually like 99 cents or $1.99. There's a Fenton Bluebird. So I know those particularly aren't a lot of money, but they're so quick and easy. They're just little things. That sold overnight. Yeah, I only made $11, but it sold overnight. Yeah, and I'm having fun.
Like 3 pictures. I'm like click, 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 click.
How do you store and organize this? Because like with clothes, it's tubs and pretty easy. You have a bunch of shelves.
More shelves, and you know how the shelves are typically what we buy are wide. I mean, like you don't need this. That's wasted airspace. So I put more like boxes. I rigged it to where each shelf has another shelf. You know, because I have to tell you guys sometimes because you want to maximize your space.
Right.
So
with all of those.
If it's a higher end item, I go ahead and put it in a little box to protect it. Otherwise, I put it in a plastic bag. I've got it things in sections, but I do have to be careful. That's what kept me from wanting to do hard goods so much previously. I'm like, oh my gosh, shipping. Oh my gosh, storage. But I'm being really careful and things are selling. So I'm super happy.
Motivated Mom asked if those had the initial or the full name on it.
Which
is that for the? I'm going to assume the Baccarat or the first one.
It was engraved Baccarat. Yeah. If you go to that, you can go to my store and look at that listing and you'll see, because I do good pictures. I show people, So even some things that don't have a brand name, I'm learning if it's a certain style, like that cut, I'm pointing at the screen, like that cut to clear little red tiny bud vase. So there was another wine box. That was crazy.
Oh, it is tiny. It's only 5 inches. And that's something, if you're doing hard goods, please put your measurement in your title, because there's nothing worse than trying to find something a certain size and you're scrolling through hundreds of them and you click on them and you, oh, okay, all right, that one's 3 inches. Oh, okay. Oh, that one's 3 feet. Like, you know, like I had a hard time. I was searching for a purse the other day and I was looking for a specific large size, and the people weren't putting, I knew the one I wanted was 9.5 inches. I could have gotten rid of, you know, and that wasn't a joke. I had gotten rid of like hundreds of other things. Like I could have just found my thing instead of scrolling through all this stuff.
Yeah. I think that's the same for plush
I
too.
don't want people, a ton of people. I'm not trying to do clickbait when it comes to eBay titles. You don't want that. You don't want a bunch of people looking at your item and not buying.
Yeah, that's
okay, that's no good. Oh, there's something. That little Fabergé egg.
That is really pretty.
It's only about this big. So some things I'll hold on my hand on purpose. I don't love to do that, but sometimes I'll put my hand in my gloved hands to show kind of size.
Oh, gloved hands.
So, that cost me $1.99.
And how did you know it was are they called Fabergé? How did you know? Like was it marked or?
It's not marked, but everybody else was saying it, including Worth Point, so I felt comfortable.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The sticker was missing. The sticker was missing off the bottom.
I hate that when they have stickers because they fall off after 20 years.
You're making high-end stuff. Put in a maker's mark. Etch it.
Yeah, put a stamp, engrave it or something. Like you're gonna stick a sticker on it,
right? On a high-end item, right?
Yeah. So that would be like if high-end handbags just didn't have the labels on them. They just had a sticker.
Fake.
Yeah. Okay, let me go back. I don't know how to make this one. Yeah, you've got so much variety in your store now. Like it's.
Yep, there's a magazine. Don't skip magazines either. That was $1.99. It has it's like nude, it's like cheesecake art, and there's celebrities. See, that had Natalie Portman in it.
Ah,
nice.
So really, if you guys are interested in expanding hard goods and especially vintage, I encourage you to follow along with me. You can go to look at my store. I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm talking about what's happening to me. Look at that shadow box. That was $4.99.
You've got a ton of stuff in here that I don't touch.
Yeah, I would walk right past most of this.
Yeah, I didn't even go down this aisle.
I used to.
Yeah.
I spent all my time in the clothing, so now I've split up the clothing time, and it is really paying off monetarily.
I can see really that. You've done a great job here. I'm really impressed.
Thank you.
Not that you have to impress me, but I think it's great. I'm like excited.
Yeah. Scroll up. You can stop at those 2 coffee cups. It's not going to get any better than that. Look at that.
Dang.
Don't give up on the mug life. Don't let anybody scare you from mugs and tell you you're wasting your time. No, just keep looking at the mugs, and after a while, you start to notice what the good mugs are.
You'll start to notice the different. Like these handles would have stuck out to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like I would have seen those handles and went, "Oh, what are those?" and looked it up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I still go down the mug aisle, and I'll take a little look see, and I'll look for something different, like those handles or a different kind of shape, or you can tell.
I might have looked at them, but my Goodwill or Value Village would have had them for like $10-20 a piece, and then I would have gotten and then I would have probably gotten that's too much to go, and I don't know if they'll really sell.
We max out at like $1.99 on coffee cups at Goodwill.
The Goodwill stuff still falls under the radar. They seem to be a little behind us. Like whatever was really hot a couple months ago, that's what they're just now marking up.
Now they're marking up all the Starbucks mugs. You're like, no, no.
We're done with the Starbucks.
You're late. You missed it. You missed the train.
Yeah, Starbucks mugs are no less than $15-20 at my stores.
Yeah, you missed the train.
And I'm going
really good times, you guys, with the hard goods. I'm having a great time.
Yeah, this is great. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
All right, Lucy.
Okay, so I think there you go. You could share, and then I can just look over on my other one.
Fancy, I love this.
I love this.
It's like we know what we're doing. So this is a new with tag item, and I wound up getting a whole bunch of this stuff at a discount liquidation center. And what the guy was doing in my area was buying huge, big old truckloads of returns or discounted or refurbished from whatever. I noticed Walmart items in there. I noticed Target items in there. So I don't know if, like he'd buy the whole kit and caboodle and then put them out in the store. And so it's not something that you really want to do on Amazon, but I picked up some finds for myself, and then I took my husband with me because I'm like, hey, clothes are $2-3, So I grabbed Levi pants to sell on eBay, and then I grabbed a whole bunch of NFL stuff. And I'm not comfortable with NFL, so I was like, can you look at this NFL stuff and see, I don't want to sell fake stuff, obviously. So I'm like, can you, do you know the markers? And so he was looking at it, and he's like, no, this is good stuff. So I was getting NFL jerseys and hoodies for $4 to $12 a piece. And then I've been flipping them over on eBay. A lot of them were ones that you could do a variation, like this San Francisco one. And then I also got some giant stuff. So I was able just to pull a picture and put it up with a couple different sizes. You can see I got the size variation there. And some of them had names and some of them didn't. So that's why I had to have my husband there. I'm like, is this guy good or bad? Because I couldn't tell you. I know like 2 players in my whole life, and not the person to ask. But that's been fun, and that's been selling. And especially now that it's getting a little colder, all the sweatshirts and jackets and stuff are starting to pick back up. So that was fun times. And then let's see here, just to show you like a horrible picture. This one I did with Photo Fuse, and it's a little bit better. And then this one is a Pearl Snap. And I think I picked it up at a garage sale for $0.25, and I only picked it up because it's Pearl Snap, and Pearl Snap still does good, I guess. Anyhow, terrible photo. But sometimes I put up the bad photos today. I didn't. I was a little self-conscious of, do I want to share bad photos with y'all? But then I'm like, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta get the photo done so you can get it for sale.
It's better to have up a bad photo listing than no listing at all.
Exactly.
So
that was that. Sold this guy for $44.99, and it's got the leather elbow patch. So if you are doing men's clothes, if you are ever run into the leather elbow patches, those usually sell very good. The other things I look for is corduroy, leather buttons, gold buttons, aside from brands. And these guys, I go into our Goodwill because everything's priced really high where I'm at. And I haven't done it in a long time, but I'll go into the Goodwill and they have $1.97 days here. I don't know if you guys have the same, or in the bins if I am at the bins. But normally these jackets will go for about $20, $30 at our Goodwill. They're obviously not selling, but that's what they have them priced at. So I have to go in on the discount days if I'm going to pick up anything to flip. And then let's see here. Ink, another terrible picture. You can see the shadows. It was just awful. But brand new.
Do you think anybody's scrolling through going, I don't really like that picture of that ink. I'm not so sure I trust this seller with my toner cartridge purchase.
Exactly. But self-consciously, I bought it for like $5 and at Value Village. I knew it was new, but slightly damaged on the top here. And it sat in my garage for a week or two. And finally, I'm like, you know what? If I wait for the perfect opportunity to photograph, it's not going to come. So I just went ahead and got it up.
I've been having an issue because I bought a new photo box, and it's amazing. I love it, but it's not quite big enough for some of the bigger things I have. Like I can get them in there, but it's kind of like a hassle. And it's like, why am I over analyzing this? I'm just going to take this it's an appliance. I'm going to take a picture of it in the kitchen.
Right.
Like, why not? I don't have to take it outside and stick it in a tree and be all aesthetic about it. Like put it on the counter, and take the picture, because otherwise I have caught myself waiting around trying to find the opportunity to take a picture of something because I'm, it's got to be this certain way. No, take the picture and list it. And then if you ever find the perfect place to put it, you can always retake the picture.
Yeah, exactly. Bad photos are only judged on dating profiles.
Yeah. This is eBay. It's not Tinder. Okay.
I was saying, so that's some of my eBay ones, and I pulled up 3 Amazon ones that I want y'all to maybe, not all of them are always going to be good. With like anything, trends come and go. But this guy, I had to write it down so I could remember here. I picked this up at Marshall's for $3. It's a turkey cup and plate. This is kind of a famous pattern by Spode. Not something that it's here and there. I've seen this pattern many a times. I did have to at least bubble wrap it. I don't remember if I boxed it as well, but it sold for $29.99. The profit is $19.13. So if you are shying away from glass or ceramic on Amazon because it's going to be time consuming and pack it up, that was $19. And I can tell you, I did not spend that much time bubble wrapping this sucker or putting it in a box. And my boxes run me 50 cents to $1. So at a $19 profit range, it's well worth throwing it in a box for sure.
It's not, I'm sure Yvonne, you've learned it's not that hard to ship things, but you do have to be prepared and have your boxes different sizes, or at least have access to a nearby store that's not going to be a hassle for you to go get a bigger box,
Some cool noodles.
Yeah. Yesterday, I packaged up some. If you saw my Instagram post where I was singing, I like big boxes, and I cannot lie. You might want to catch that before it falls off. That's going to fall off my Instagram story in about 3 hours. So go check that out. I had Bose speaker stands, and they were 40 inches in the box, but they were still in their factory box that was like not doing so great. So I couldn't just tape it. So I had bought these giant poly mailers that are 24 by 24. I'm going to measure them though, but because they seemed off to me yesterday, but they're really big. And so I put them because, FedEx and UPS, they don't want you putting that brown paper or anything like that because it rips, it gets in their conveyor belts, messes up the whole process. So what I did is I basically took 2 of those giant poly bags and gift wrapped them around that box and then taped them all the way around. It looked like a present, and took it off to FedEx yesterday. And then I also boxed up this big 20-pound coffee machine, but both of those things only took me like half an hour to do. And it was $130 in sales, know? So
I have seen and received or done, I've taped poly bags together to make a big wrapping to go over something. Like that big box of ink. If you don't have a box for it or whatnot, you can poly bag it and tape a couple together.
Big babies.
I have seen and had stuff shipped to me in a trash bag that they've just taken a trash bag and cut it up, both clear and black. And then you can do the stretch wrap and stretch wrap the crap out. I'm sorry, the heck out of it. and
look how big this bag is.
That is big.
I can get inside this bag.
Put it over your head there. So what have we learned about Deborah today? She likes big things, 9.5 inches. That's all good.
Big boxes.
Going out to you, babe.
So let's see here. The next item that I got, and I got several of these, is the little Post-it things. And I love these. I've sold the high heel, the soccer ball, all the little doodads that go on the desk. Everybody wants to customize your desk. We're going into, Q1 is like office supply time for everybody. And And this purse, let's see here, I picked it up for $4.95 on sale at the local drugstore. My profit was $4.98, and they were selling, and still are, for $17.95. So, don't pass up those little office supplies. Sometimes they are really...
Those go on clearance all the time at Walgreens.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because I got one for Jeff, for Cosmic Frog. I got him a Kit Kat one, I think. A kitty cat.
Mm-hmm.
He likes his Kit Kat.
And then the last one I have here, this is Gloria Vanderbilt, and this is one of my favorite brands at Kohl's for shopping, and they go on clearance all the time. I picked it up at Kohl's for, with tax and discount and everything, $6.78, sold for $30.05, and I get $11.92 in profit. So $10 pairs of pants, and that's kind of where I want to go with my business, is selling clothes that I'm making like $10 a piece off of, versus, it's great to make $5 off the office supply, but you got to mix it up, and pants are good. Gloria Vanderbilt is one of my favorites to look for over at Kohl's if you're doing Kohl's retail arbitrage.
She's making a comeback, huh?
I don't know.
I remember seeing those at Mervyn's when I was a kid. Had a huge Gloria Vanderbilt section.
Just checking up here. Motivated Mom, if you want to read her comment, or can you? And that's all I had to share. Okay.
Yeah, I was talking about the metal clamp lights.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, Motivated Mom, my pictures, that setup that I used to have in my old office at my old house, where I just had that $18 piece of polywall that I bought at Lowe's and 3 clamp lights, was the best pictures that I have had my whole reseller career. I have bought all the upgrades you're supposed to buy, like box lights and backgrounds. I have the new light box, which I actually do really like because it folds down flat. Box lights was a waste of my money. Like, I should have never bought them. Awful. Take up too much room. I knocked them over all the time and kept breaking the bulbs. But yeah, just that piece of polywall, I could clean it off with bleach. I could Clorox spray, clean it off. It's white again. 3 clamp lights. Pictures were great. And then I spent hundreds of dollars trying to get better pictures. Nah. Should have stayed with that. But, okay.
Connie says that she does, or Gloria Vanderbilt doesn't do good for her. It's all in the scan. Some of them come up and they're like 1,000 ranking in clothes, and some of them come up and they're 3 million. So, or they don't come up at all. So it's just dependent on which ones you scan.
Yeah. I have sales. I shall share.
Show us.
I'm gonna show you all my sales. Okay.
Yeah, I bought all that lamp stuff too, and now I sometimes I just go pull out a flashlight for extra lighting.
What was I thinking? Sometimes I think as resellers we get caught up in all that. We're like, oh, we've got to have this perfect setup and buy all the thingies, and it's like, no, it was fine the whole time. And I've seen people buy stuff and they're like, oh my God, my pictures are so great now. And then I look and I'm like, they look exactly the same as they did last week. But you spent $300 this time. But you gotta be nice and say, oh yeah, they look fantastic. Oh, so much more improved. But yeah, I think it's great to have all those tools, but it's not necessary if you're just starting out, or you don't have the extra money to invest $200 and stuff. Okay, let me share my junk. Okay, I am to my tabs.
There we go. Finally.
Okay, it's got my tabs in.
Sometimes though, I do feel like there's 2 aspects to buying equipment. Sometimes it really does help your business and it's a lifesaver, etc. And sometimes you just need to try things out and get that boost of morale. Like if you have something new to play with, it may inspire you to go and list more or something like that. So
exactly. You're like, oh, I have a new toy. I bought one of those round lights.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody was getting round lights.
Same
and
here.
Then I realized I don't need that round slice. It didn't help what I was trying to do. So then I wasted $40 because now my daughter uses it for her and her friend to pretend like they're making YouTube videos. Right.
So it still has a value.
You know, the one thing that I bought recently that has saved me that was worth all the $15 was this tool set of brushes that you put on a drill.
Deb likes big tools too.
Look.
I'm not even. Oh my god!
You know
what attachments?
Why are there so many innuendos to this show, you guys? What is wrong with you? We are professionals. It's a professional family show. Here's another attachment. It's bigger. And this one's soft.
Okay, you've got to move on. Move on to your sales here before I can't do it.
If you ever need a clean, I don't know if anybody sells juicers, but if you ever need to clean a juicer blade, this sucker gets the juice out. All right, here we go. Okay. All right. Anyway, I'm going to tell you about what I sold now. I was okay? All right, we're okay.
I'm about to cry, but whatever.
Did y'all miss me? Was I missed?
Now we know what you've been doing.
I've been busy, okay? I've been busy. Okay.
Sold.
Y'all need to calm down. I'm trying to show my solds, okay? All right, so I sold this maxi rub. I really did. It's right here. I'll show it to you. Oh, I'm sorry, a Medi rub. It's a giant massager. We're just going to stay on topic. I'm going to show it to you. I already had it up. Okay. If you ever see these, and actually the very first time I ever found one of these, it was way back when I was one of the admins in Suzanne A. Wells's stay-at-home mom group.
Oh, wow.
So like 5
or 6
years ago, 2012, I think, 2013. And this is only the second time I've ever found one. But she'll even tell you, like, oh, Deborah is the one that told me about this, like, way long time ago. Can you see that?
It's like Legos.
Okay, this is a massager. It's super kind of heavy. It's like 20 pounds. But I bought it for $15. I had it on sale for $9.95. If I could have sold it on Amazon, I would have, but they gated it. It sold within like 2 days of listing. And they're for diabetics, like for their circulation, for their feet. And they're $350 to buy them new.
Damn.
Wow.
And they're made in America. And if anything is wrong with that machine, make sure to contact the company. The very first one that I found, it was actually missing one of the, I don't know why that picture is like that. It was actually missing one of the feet. And all you have to do is I emailed the company. This is the way I do things with companies, right? I'll contact the manufacturer and I'll say, hey, I have this item and it's missing this, or this broke off. Do you know where I might be able to get another one? And then I type my name, my address, and then 100% of the time, they have come back and said, oh, yeah, we can just send you another one. 100% of the time that has worked. Just put your name and your address. But if they don't want to send it to you, they can just reply and say, oh, yeah, you can buy them over there or whatever. So anyway, so there's that. Y'all okay? Y'all still laughing? We in the chat? Is that what's going on?
The chat is making me laugh. But Brian says the foot massager that's missing a foot.
Yes. Okay, next up. Oh, and speaking of photos, that foot massager was another one of those instances where I was waiting on an opportunity to take the perfect photo. Yeah. I didn't want to just And I don't know why. It's a foot massage. Like, what difference does it make? All right, next up. I don't know how this is. Is it bringing up that screen? Is it bringing up anything new?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to have to share every single one of these. That's fun.
I just threw mine in a different
whatchamadiddly?
tab setting.
Okay. All right.
Well, I have two screens, so I threw mine up on
the that's what I'm about to do right now.
And then shared that screen.
Yeah, let me do that. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that'll be way better. Okay. This is actually the machine that I shipped out yesterday. I have sold this twice. I've actually sold it 3 times, and that third time is a boo-boo. Now I'm gonna have to buy one off of eBay and send it to my Amazon person because the first time I sold this machine, I paid $7.99 for this. I sold it on Amazon for $149. Shipping to the person was like $40. They got it. They used it for 3 weeks. Then they sent me a message saying it doesn't work at all. It doesn't do this thing. It doesn't froth. It doesn't make the espresso. And I was like, oh no, my friend, because I cleaned that machine for an hour and a half. I tested it. I even measured it because when it was making the coffee, I was like, well, there's not very much in here. Maybe it's all clogged up. No, it makes exactly 2.8 ounces of espresso. It's a latte maker, not a coffee machine. And so it brews espresso. 2.8 ounces. I'm like, no. It makes 2.8 ounces of espresso. It frosts just fine. I was like, you can send it back. But I got back a machine that was filthy dirty. The man must have used it 10 times a day for 3 weeks. It had a cockroach in the drip tray.
What?
That was dead.
They sent you back a roach?
I got a roach.
That's messed up. That's
I
like
almost
beyond.
messaged him and asked him if he wanted his friend back.
I would have mailed it.
I was so pissed because I was so mad. I got preoccupied for well over an hour making sure this machine was mine because it came back so dirty. I was like, there's just no way. Like, there's just no way. This is my machine. I was doing the heat sensor reverse photo editing stuff, looking for grooves that were on the bottom of the machine, comparing them to the photos that I had.
So
zoomed
was it the
in
same
at like
machine?
1,000%. It's the same machine because it had the same serial number. Because I always take a picture of the serial number. But I was dead set that man had switcherooed me. But no, it was the same machine, just filthy. And so I cleaned it again like I do. I'm obsessive about my house might not be clean, but my machines that I send out are clean.
You know what he did? He had like a vacation where they were at some sort of condo for a week, and he just used it for the vacation.
Yeah.
And
I contacted Amazon about it and told them, I was like, this was a fake return. I was like, this machine works perfectly. I am not refunding this man $52 in shipping for him to send it back to me.
What'd they say?
They said, you don't have to. And you can also charge him a restocking fee if you would like.
Yeah.
And I didn't even notice he had already left me like a bad review, basically saying, I can't find where the return shipping label printout thing is. And Amazon had already told me, oh, we'll remove that. Put in a request. I put in the request. The little robot said, no, there's nothing wrong with it. Then I contacted seller support and they said, well, there's nothing wrong with it. And I'm like, you're insane. But anyway, enough about that. On to something else. But yeah, so if you see these machines, they're good sellers. They sell really fast for people that already had them before and want a replacement because they don't sell this model anymore. Okay. Next up, I sold some fabric. And the only reason why I'm showing this, I sold it for $15. Best offer was because I don't know why I bought this, but it was just I guess because it was the wildest thing. It's like cherries, mushrooms, blue apples, and flowers.
1970s.
I agree
Yes.
with that.
And so I put down in the description, because I put it on auction for $9.95 because I didn't know how to price it, and it didn't sell, and so then I put it for $25 and best offer. Well, I put down here on the bottom, I said, I'll send you $10 back if you send me a picture of what you make out of this fabric. Because I'm dying to see where this goes. If it becomes pants, I want to see it. If it's somebody's pillow on their couch, that's not as fun, but I would still want to see that. But I want to see it become a piece of clothing. Yeah. I want a baby in it. I want a toddler in a romper in this. That's what I want.
I don't know how to.
I'm still selling plush. I have talked about these unicorns before. The common unicorns typically always sell for over $30. Like they're right at $30. So, and the Commonwealth tag is really easy to see. It's white, says Commonwealth. Okay. The unicorns are a nice big size, so they're easy to spot. And they got their horns sticking out, and without the horn, they're 14 inches. Like, so they're easy to see in piles of plush because they're different colors. They have different colors of these, and so it's easy to spot them. I ended up paying, I think, $1.99 or $2.99 for this guy that was in a wall of plush, but I could see it. I was like, oh, that's a Commonwealth unicorn. I knew right away. And so don't pass up on those. You'll see them at garage sales too. Next up was this yogurt maker. Now this is a very simple looking machine. It's this big. It looks like nothing. It's a plastic container with another plastic container inside. Apparently, it is beloved by yogurt making communities around the world. It is another one of those machines that has thousands of reviews on Amazon. Almost 5 stars. People say it's the easiest, best yogurt making thing in the world. That
goes right in with trends. There's a huge trend right now for the keto diet. I'm doing a diet, and yogurts are really good.
I keyworded low carb and keto.
I was also going to say though, like our neighbors. Well, they moved out, but they were from India and they drink a yogurt mixture and they make a lot of this yogurt drink. And I don't know if that's maybe another community that would be interested in this as well.
Yeah. And this one actually also, it had the little cheese bag that you can make your own cheese. So, but yeah, I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I had this thing forever. I bought this thing years ago, was just sitting in a tub of whatevers. And when I started doing the research on it, I was like, oh man, I actually didn't sell this on eBay. Well, I sold one on eBay and I accidentally sold it on Amazon too the same day. So if I would have not sold it on eBay for $49, it would have sold on Amazon for $79. If you find one, you could essentially price whatever you want, because I think at that time I was the only person with all the stuff. With the bag, with the thermometer, with the everything it's supposed to come with.
Is the brand name that Yo Gourmet?
Yeah, Yo Gourmet. I'll show you.
Yo Gourmet?
Yeah, Yo Gourmet.
Okay.
Yep, and it's really simple looking thing. It looks like nothing, just plastic.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing is I found these. I paid $9.95 for this bag. I didn't really know what it was, but I knew it was something. It had it had all of these cables and cords and plugs, and these are noise cancellation speakers for private conversations. So people would use this, like, say, in a therapist's office, so that people in the hall can't hear the people in the room, stuff like that. So it's for places that don't necessarily have soundproofing in their walls, but
massage
they have
parlors,
private. Well, look, we're not going back there, okay?
No. I'm saying, like, for massage areas,
that
waxing, beauty, therapy.
Is it like make a white noise?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I've seen it before.
It makes so it cancels out. So if you're having private conversations or things like that. This sold almost immediately when I got them up. within like I think it was a day or two for full price, $99.95. Okay,
Brian's
this is the last thing I got. These are curlers, and I want to bring these up because I've never seen them before. Also, Conair does not know these exist, even though they made them, because they were apparently released in Europe only, even though they have an American plug. Because I contacted them to see, it's 120 volt, whatever. It's normal stuff.
They have a US patent.
Yeah, I contacted them to ask them, hey, I need the manual, because I always like to include the manual. If you've been watching me long enough, I will print out a manual, because people think if it has a manual, it was better taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll always look for a manual and print one out, so that way I can put in conditions. Comes with a printed manual. So I contacted Conair because I couldn't find anything at all. They sent me back an email last week, long after I sold this thing, saying we don't have that manual or access to that manual. You need to contact Conair UK. And I was like, okie dokie. So I'm totally confused why it's a European product with regular American plugs and a US patent.
All right.
But anyway, I'd never seen these before. I paid $4.99 for them. They sold almost immediately. Like, they sold within a day or two. So definitely one to look out for. You can't miss it. It's a big black box of bendies.
Somebody knew what it was.
Yeah, they were ready for it. I mean, I was searching for it. There's not even a listing on Amazon for them.
Did you see if they bought it to use, or if they put it back up on eBay for like insane amounts? Did they buy it from you to flip? Just curious.
Maxi, what was it called? Maxi Curl? Oh, Maxi Bond. Nope. Look in health and beauty. That's just going to bring up fake lashes.
Yeah.
Oh, see, it's bringing up Max Bond. I think I may have had the only set. I had to search these on Terapeak. Yeah, there's not any. So, are you guys using the new research tab, the Terapeak, in eBay?
A little bit, not too much.
Oh, it's so good though. It goes back a whole year.
I gotta bookmark that one.
It's now, it's not even like extra. Now it's just in your research tab here. And you click on it and it brings it right on up. And so if I search Maxi Bond and I change it to 365 days, it'll go back the whole year. That's the only way I was able to actually find they existed, because they were well over 90 days.
Wait. Don't. Okay, so it looks like 75, 10 to 35, 30, 75.
Yep.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Huh. So, yeah, definitely. That's the only way I was able to price these, because I couldn't find them like just in the regular search. Also, Terapeak automatically displays the best offer price. It doesn't, like if it took a best offer, it'll put that price, not $80 sliced through. Yeah.
That makes it very useful then for that.
Yeah. So, but it's right here built in now. It's you don't have to go to sell.terapeak.com anymore. They don't charge you for it anymore. It's built into eBay now in your research tab. If
you have a store, right? Store subscription?
I believe if you have a store. I forget that people don't have stores.
So while we're talking about eBay and things, y'all know that the main, what was it, the CEO guy stepped down?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on it?
I don't care.
I can't. I signed on for another year of influencer, so
she can't say her secrets.
But step down is a polite term.
A friend of mine that I have, we'll call her Leon. Leon told me. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't really care about it.
I don't really hear too much news. I saw that he stepped down, but I didn't hear why or how or if eBay was losing money and that's why he stepped. Usually if the company's not making money, that's when they start chopping heads off. But I don't know if that's the case or not.
Yeah, I have no idea. I got asked about it actually when it happened. A friend of mine asked, like, oh, what do y'all think about that? And I was like, I really don't care. It's not the same as when, if we got an alert saying Jeff Bezos has stepped down from, you're like,
no, more of like I know he had some direction because I heard him speak at the one eBay Open on where they were trying to go with eBay, and so I'm wondering if eBay is now like, oh, that was the wrong direction. Maybe we're gonna go this way, or if there was.
That wasn't on the map. That wasn't on the map, man. So do we have? Well, I guess we went way over time, but that was to be expected, and thank goodness it was just the three of us because Yvonne be like, I need to go eat lunch. You need to get off the show. But y'all have anything you want to talk about before we end the day? Like, you have anything coming up you want to let people know about? Or
yeah, Q4 is ahead of us. So ordering supplies, making sure you're stocked up on supplies. Bed Bath & Beyond is closing down stores. So look at those stores to pick up on deals. And
not that there's going to be a deal, but
my kids
Forever
love
21 shut down, so some people went in and snagged things from there. I'm not a Forever 21 person, but yeah,
my girls are.
Thanksgiving and everything that's in the Q4. It's not just not just about Christmas. We think about Christmas a lot because that's where a lot of the spending takes place, but there is other holidays in there as well.
Yeah, make sure to order your flat rate padded envelopes if you use those, because Q4 is when they always end up having a huge delay, and sometimes it can take you a month to get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you need to order supplies like today.
Yeah.
Brian brings up his Toys R Us coming back. They had said they wanted to have stores back up by Q4. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, we're over it. I'm over it. I'm over Toys R Us. We're over it. We moved on.
No, but they're reopening.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're over it. What are they reopening for? We don't want it.
We don't trust.
We're done. Yeah, you jilted us, took away our memories from our child. Just go. We're done. We've already suppressed everything.
Run that giraffe over and then back up over him too. Yeah, no, I've heard they're reopening, but I haven't seen anything. So that's I'll believe it when I see it. And then
hear a lot of things.
They're projecting pretty good sales for the e-commerce in general. Do you guys do anything particular for eBay for fourth quarter, or is it kind of? I mean, I know you guys are not really into the toy necessarily.
Yeah. Since I'm not doing RA, it's not toys that I'm doing. I don't do new electronics that maybe somebody's giving as a gift or any of that kind of stuff. So my business has always been very year round. I don't have seasons.
Yeah. Well, some people stock up on coats or like winter gear or vintage Christmas stuff. I don't know.
Well, I think, I did think of something. I said it the other day. I think I'm going to go. I've been stockpiling Lisa Frank stuff. I've got an overflowing bin of Lisa Frank because the price started going down there for a while, but it's back up. So I think I will get that out for Christmas because I think I will do that. So that's going to be something a little different that I hadn't really planned and specific for Q4. Other than that, just make sure I have plenty of supplies, tape, toner, everything.
Yeah, the only thing I ever time out, and it really doesn't even matter because they could be listed all the time, is like Cocomotion season is starting, and I have like 3 of those. So the price is going to go up on those. So the Cocomotion machines. So like the only thing, like I know November comes around, they're going to do well. And so I started like actually like if there's any new in the box that somebody's trying to sell in April and May, because the prices tank. Like I bought a brand new one in the box for $29 Prime. That will go right back on Amazon in a month for $80. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
That's a good topic. Are you guys looking for any equipment, either business or personal, for the sales coming up for Black Friday or Cyber Monday?
No. No, because because you
Jeez,
do
okay.
you do Amazon,
Yeah,
so
I
it's
do
those
Amazon.
things are important to you. Like you personally, Lucy, like you're in the stores, you're doing RA, you've got to stock up for, that kind of stuff and be prepared for Black Friday. Like, what am I gonna do? List more curlers?
No, I meant to purchase.
Everybody get
Like,
your used
I'm keeping my
curlers.
eye out on the Dymo printer prices because I have a feeling on Black
Oh.
Friday, Dymo printers might go on sale. So I want to flag some of these pieces of equipment. So if you're looking for
That's
like
a
the
good
high-end
idea.
scanners, photo lights, printers, computers, laptops.
I have a printer that I was actually given to do a review on that I need to do a review on. It's been weeks. I think they think I just stole it. But I didn't want like my first video back to be like, hey, I've been gone a long time. Look at this printer. So, and it's not even like I'm getting a kickback or anything. They just want to offer my my watchers a discount.
But it's video.
Yeah, it's not a sponsor. It's nothing. It's like me doing an honest review. And it's a good time because my Dymo, my 4XL, likes to go to sleep in the middle of listing. In the middle of printing. Like I'll print a label and then 2 seconds later I'm like, okay, print that label, and it goes to sleep. And I'm like, why are you sleeping? I just printed something. And then I have to unplug it for half a minute and then wait for the light to go out and plug it back in. And then it'll print. So, what about you, Yvonne? What you got going on?
Well, I'm still keeping up with, I'm about to get remonetized again on YouTube, so I'm really thankful.
You get unmonetized?
When they did that 4,000 thing.
Oh, they changed it to 4,000 now?
4,000 hours in a 12-month period. And I hadn't really been doing much. I was just doing the Reseller Stew and other people's channels. I really hadn't worked on my own. So I fell off. Yeah. I've got subscribers, but
anything about that.
Probably didn't affect you. You probably had plenty of hours.
But
so I'm about to get that back probably next month. And so I'm going to keep that up. I've got
hours in a year, you said?
A look back as the year, 365 days, 4,000. It comes out to 240,000 minutes, watch minutes. But it's not lifetime. It's a year look back. So if you disappear, if you go dark for a while.
Oh, you mean like me?
I think
that was her subtle hint.
But yeah, if you go dark like Deb, you probably had enough in the bank. So I'm going to keep working on that. I'm going to keep learning and sharing what I'm doing with vintage. I've got jewelry on the docket for next year to try to finally tackle learning more about jewelry. We'll see. I'm not going to guarantee.
I want to follow that because I see a lot of
we
jewelry.
don't know anyone that does lots of jewelry.
I know. I watched Thelma and Tonya and all the jewelry girls. I'm taking it in. It's been 3 years now though, but I'm going to take it serious. If I feel comfortable where I'm at with the vintage, I'm going to dive into the jewelry. I'm going to try to take that a little more serious and see if I can add that as well.
April's been doing jewelry.
Who?
April.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she's been doing jewelry. She got into it because of Tonya, and then it became like a little addiction. And she was finding some really great stuff. I think she found like a $400 something in a bag of jewelry, and yeah. So
who? Robin or April? April. Gosh, where's April? Where's she been?
She was going to come today, but it was all dependent on her being able to do what she needed to finish up last night, and she wasn't able to, and so she's going to try to come be here next week.
Oh, I would love to know what she's up to.
I know. I haven't seen her in forever.
I made a shirt the other day and a lot of people are liking it. So I think I'll try to make a version of, I made this myself from Walmart, iron on, but I'll try to make a version and put up in my merch, or these are only $5 at Walmart or Hobby Lobby. But some of you got tickled by this and I think you guys get it, especially if you go to the bins. So,
yes.
I've been having a lot of fun with this shirt. So
it's not just the bins.
Just iron on, y'all. Just pick a favorite shirt, go to Walmart or Hobby Lobby, have fun. Otherwise, I'll try to work something up and put it on my merch if those of you don't like do-it-yourself projects.
I've had people come over and try to shop out of my cart. I'm like,
yeah,
I've
had them do that too. And they start like, I'm like, that's my stuff. And they're like, oh, we thought you worked here.
Right. I mean, one says I don't work here, but that's rude.
Right.
That's why I put the little, peas, raspberry to kind of tone it down a little. But I am dead serious. I'm dead serious. But I put the little this just to kind of.
You should carry a fly swatter with you too. Get away.
Hey, Connie wants to know, Yvonne, if you're still doing your monthly show.
Yeah, we didn't do it yesterday. Happened to be the first Monday of the month. Hugo and Tiffany just got back from Posh Fest.
Mm-hmm.
I had a crazy weekend. We had family events. I had a crazy weekend. So we just kind of blew it off. But yeah, I think we'll still keep the Generation 1099 just once a month only. It works out better that way. Everybody on that panel is super busy. So
Karen asked about the Dymo 4XL. I have a Dymo 4XL sitting right next to me for eBay labeling, and I love it. I love it. If you can find it on sale, it's definitely something that's a nice addition. Not necessary to your business, but it's nice.
Oh yeah, it's nice. And I got mine for free from a friend of mine who couldn't get it to work for her. Like, she was just like, I'm tired of looking at this and it's sitting here, and do you want it? And she sent it to me. And so I've been using it for, I don't know, 4 years now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just now where it's like, I don't know, just started doing its going to sleep thing. And I don't know if maybe I need it might just be a simple thing as needing a new USB, because
sometimes check your drivers. See if
but it might be something as simple as that, like where something in the USB is not triggering properly, and so it's the Dymo's thinking that it doesn't have power.
I tell you, with all the electronics in this business, you have a problem and then they have some sort of update and then you have different problems. So it's constantly fixing problems. I downloaded the new iOS for my iPhone, and it's just driving me crazy with problems.
Did you have anything else, Yvonne, that you wanted to feature? Anything?
No, not today. Maybe next week.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I got something up my sleeve, but let me work out a few more details. I don't want to jinx it. Okay, I don't want to jinx it.
Okay, all right. You can keep a secret. But my friend Leon told me. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, and I know I was gone for like 6 months, but if you don't know, I'm pretty active over on Instagram, especially if you want to hear me voice over my dog. I'm always doing that. So anyway, but other than that, it's Double Bevel at Instagram. The links, all of our links for everybody in this stew are down below in the description. Everybody's whatever they wanted to share is down there. You can always find us. We're not hard to find. Yeah. And other than that, thank you everyone who came out today for the long extended show. Thank you you ladies for staying so long. But yeah, really appreciate everyone for coming out, and we will see you all again next week. I promise. Be here next week. I'll be here. I hope somebody else will be too. Love you guys. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye. Ending broadcast now.